friend? What are you do? It is so early there. What are you doing, my friend? Whoa. Allie Grace is here. Whoa, she's been so busy. What's up, everyone? Oh, you got off tomorrow? That's epic. On your inversion table watching Upside Down. That's wild. Next week I won't be able to. Oh, well, hey, I'm glad we get the time with you right now. Right? You like the music? Thank you, thank you, thank you. A little chill music until we get started tonight. You know what I'm saying? Work has been insane. Coaching volleyball. Ooh, volleyball. Yes. That's... Volleyball's... I get you. I get you. Volleyball's rough. I played for a little bit. I played a little bit. You coach volleyball. I'm not saying long. Oh, no word. Okay, really quick. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna pause this really quick. Ah, okay. Listen. Here we go. Ready? Okay. Because this is only happening because Courtney is here right now. So I'm gonna tell you right now for the how many people are here. For the 9 souls that are watching, ladies and gentlemen, you are the first to feast your eyes on the... There you go, ladies and gentlemen. I teased it today. But I know Courtney wasn't gonna be here. Oh, she said she missed it. Oh, no. Oh, no. There, excuse me. Good googly moogly. Woo, there we go. That's what was happening. For all those that made it early. He's silver, not blonde. Okay, we're gonna go with that. He's silver fox. He's the silver Arctic fox. Shouldn't you be in space instead of on live? What? What are you talking about? Ah, what are you talking about? Should I be in space? What, because the space shuttle went out today? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? I'm missing something. Yes. Was it to Mars or the moon? I don't remember. It was Artemis 2 I know launched, and then Elon also launched something, I think. I don't know, just because Elon can do that. Fenris Moonbeam. Fair. The team lead. Oh, it was Wiseman? Oh, no shit. I didn't know that. That's legit. That's fucking hell. That's legit. No, it's the moon. Oh, I got it. Okay. That's epic. Oh, that's epic. Ah, we already 16 people already here. Nice, nice. Okay. Hey, what's up, Lisa? How you doing? So, really quick, before we get into all the good stuffs, I believe Emily, are you on button duty tonight, Emily? I remember Pixie was on Monday, but now it's Wednesday. So I believe my blonde's The Witcher, Legolas, and Rowan. That's fair. Emily is on button duty. There you go. Button duty. So, as you guessed it, there's 13 now. There you go. I'm watching the rest on YouTube doing swatches. Awesome, awesome. I appreciate you watching over there on the YouTube. I appreciate it. And with that being said, just everybody remember, excuse me, my dang throat will not clear. Just remember, if If you are watching the replay and you ever watch the replay on YouTube, the buttons won't have the sound. Sound is for live specials only. All right, that's how it is now. So, anyway, anywho, hey, DW, what's up, fam? How are you and Flat Daddy Rune been? Y'all been having good adventures, I hope? Hopefully, hopefully. All right. All right. Let me... And... Oh, no, I closed it out. Why? No wonder. I was like, where did it go? Where did it go today? Why are we doing this again? All right, we got... Hey, what's up, Pig? Gentlemen, welcome to tonight's version of Wise Beyond the Story. Here is Rune Dannon, I can't even talk tonight. Rune Dannon, Crown Prince of the Valbaran Fae. He got to leave earlier next time. Prince of the Go. Dinner will be ready soon. What are we having tonight? No, Adriana actually made it tonight. It's crazy. We are lucky. She said she might have to go back to work next week. So we got her tonight. That's awesome. A wise dance club needs to be a thing. You know what's crazy? A long time ago, me and a buddy wanted to open a bar, and we were gonna call it ETC. That was our initials and stuff. We wanted to. We never did. It never. It was one of those great ideas, but it never. That would have been cool. That would have been cool. All right. So, what do we have? Oh, fried chicken, rice, and corn. That sounds delicious. That sounds delicious. How's everybody's week been going so far? Is it better? Is everybody having a better week this week than last week? Because last week sucked royal monkey nuts, right? Like, what the fuck? And then you already hit 5K. How are we hitting 5K so fast? What the frick is happening? All right, Emily, you get your first button. What is going on? Brittany says much better week. I like that. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. That is a good thing. Number 3, 1, 2, 3. Enjoy. So nice. Hey, you have a meeting in a bit. You'll have to pretend to listen. That's funny. Well, better. I'm busy hosting Easter. Ooh, it's been a rough week. Belle, you still not feeling perfectly good yet? Still not feeling better? That sucks. Okay, what? This week is crazy. My nephew coming in the world, and I was stuck in a traffic because of the Oh, Lord, Pixie, what is happening in your neck of the woods? What is going on? Well, let's get some more. Got another song. Put another song on right here while we're sitting around here chilling. All right. Hey, Bobby! Wow. You made it! Wow! I'm hoping everything went well. I was about to say, Bobby had a procedure done. I was gonna say, if you see in the comments, wish her well. Do I want to listen to King for a Day? I don't think I want to listen to Pierce the Veil right now. I don't think I do. Pop out. Cool. All right. Ooh, no, we don't want. That's a great song, but I am not trying to be sad, right? I know. I have listened to that song way too many times for.
Don't make me cry.
She's so far. She's batting. She's batting 1,000, folks. I don't either, Q. I'm just the judge. That's the funny thing. I have no idea what's going on. 80 in defense. Oh. The red flags and green flags of Adian and Tamlin and Joan. There is no green flags for. Sorry, I'm not saying shit. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I'm a judge. I have to be impartial. Keep my mouth closed. Not saying no, not or nothing. No, not or nothing. Don't be. I'm not gonna be like the Texas judge yelling at his fucking IT guy. Y'all see that nonsense? What a chode.
One guy you don't yell at.
Yeah, that's a chode. Oh, that guy's a straight chode. There might be one or two green flags for. Okay, listen. There might be one or two green flags for fucking Chodis. I get it, but yeah, they're you have to go so under. I can't say nothing. I'm a judge. You gotta go so many red flags. It's like trying to dig to China. She said I was a Jonastan. I can do it. What chapters are we reading? Tonight we are doing 35 to 39. 35 to 39. 35 to 39. Bang. Exactly. I'm just there to make sure it's all which y'all yeah. Be like, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Can I object to my can I be like the lawyer in the Johnny Depp trial? Can I just object to myself? Be like, objection, hearsay. Jonas is a chode. Period. And it'll be really fun. Like, objection, hearsay. Hornswoggle. Ah, objection, hearsay. I need a mega pint of tea. I have a mega pint of tea. That trial was my life for the entire. That was everybody. That. I just want to make a point. They're all blonde. Who's the bailiff? Timmy's the bailiff. Timmy will be the bailiff. I don't know. We'll figure it out. How thin the green flags can be. Oh, that was the memes and the songs that came from that trial. Listen, let's be honest. That trial was a government distraction. Okay, that was a government distraction for aliens coming down and probing our brains in the Miami freaking malls, y'all. I'm just playing. This stream has nothing to do with that, but sure. I watched some of the Afro Man trial. That one, I couldn't even believe it made it that far, honestly. My dog stepped on a bee. Oh, my Lord. I used to represent her Amber Turd. Hang on before we start. Let's see. Hang on.
I used to be respected, people took me at my word. Then I became a lawyer representing Amber Heard. Objection, hearsay. Oh my God, I don't have a case. Objection, hearsay. Now I'm ashamed to show my face.
Well, I'm a famous movie star, yeah, life is always fine. I sit down at my penthouse drinking mega pints of wine.
Objection, hearsay.
I don't know why we ever wed.
Objection, hearsay.
Who the hell poops in someone's bed?
She said, oh wait, I'm
I
vibing.
object to everything, I may have an infection. Cause I say I object and judge says
That was your own question.
objection, hearsay. Court isn't supposed to be this hard. Objection, hearsay. How did I ever pass the bar? Well, just one final question, sir, and this one has been prepped. What is your name?
My name is Johnny Depp.
Objection, hearsay. How can you prove that that's your name? Objection, hearsay. Looks like we win and you are lame. Objection, hearsay. Objection, hearsay. I used to.
Okay, sorry. That I had. Oh my Lord, that was so. Oh, that was great. Okay, you hit the 50. You already hit a new button. Almost hit a new button. Okay, we're gonna go ahead. We'll give you your 15K button, and then we will get started on the chapters tonight. Why am I singing? I am not a good singer, and here I am. I'm sorry, folks. I am so sorry. Excuse me for the blood that is probably coming out of your ears. You sound so pretty. I feel pretty. Oh, so pretty. I feel pretty and witty and rare. Emily, I need a button. Emily, give me a button or you're gonna lose. Uh-oh. Notes? Yeah, I know. Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you, hang on. What do you mean notes from corporate? Hang on. Okay, hang on. Buttons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once a week. She hates it. Oh no. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, hang on. HR has to do their, but play the redheads. I'll tell you what. Depending on what corporate says, I might have to delete the redheads. What's up? What's up? What's up from corporate? Corporate's really mellowing my vibe, y'all. I am. Why would I do it? Because I mean, why? Listen, I don't know, Carissa. You're nervous. I'm the one that's nervous. I'm about to get yelled at it by corporate. For real. What's Rune stop after NYC? I don't know. Who wants him next? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Who wants him?
I gotta look at the sign up sheet.
Yeah, we can look at the sheet. We gotta look. We do. I think there's a sign up sheet in the cord. I believe there is a sign up sheet. If this is about flat data, okay, I ain't worried about that one. There's a sign up sheet in the cord that we'll figure out. The next destination. But if I am not mistaken, this weekend Rune will be going to you actually, P. Right? I believe P picks up Rune this weekend. Yes, okay, so yes. So P will have on Friday. Okay. Cool. Oh, thank you, Bill. Yes, that was cool. I'm glad he liked it. We said, here we going. Oh, and you and DW get to meet Per. That's awesome. That'll be the second group of voices meeting in the wild, out in the world. That's awesome. And take him into an operating room. Why? Does he need an... I don't want to ruin nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing. Why would Rune need to go into an operating room?
He's fine, guys.
Is he gonna give you a hand? This is so cool. Right? Excited. I like that Rune's gonna get out there. I'm excited, and I hope everybody... Q's like, you're wrong for that one, Wise. Q, you pay attention. I thought you were in a meeting. You're not supposed to be paying attention. Q is like always paying attention, even when she's not supposed to be. What is happening right now? Oh, I have to... That's funny. There we go. Okay, so where were we? Wrong. Okay, okay, so Rune is starting to Rune. So when time for buttons start yelling, I got you. In case we're with you. Corporate demand. Oh no, we're good, and that way we can plan it out. That gives us the week to make sure we know exactly where to go. 100%, we're cool. Week out is a great idea. 100%. Oh, that was it. That was the only thing from corporate. Legitness. P the readers, who corporate? I want to join. Yeah. Who is corporate, P? Because you always bringing information from corporate. It'd be like, what the heck? Oh, now she's meeting. But okay, I got you. Got it. I understand. P's like, who's corporate? Yes, exactly. She's corporate. P's corporate. So NQ and Vega. I thought y'all were corporate Yeah, corporate HR, Wise, admin, list, anybody. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just here. I do what I'm told. I have a lot of female bosses. I just want to say, hey, I'm just the secretary. DW's like, I'm just the secretary. All right, Allie Grace. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, hang on. Before you leave out, before everybody leaves out. Okay, before we go. For April Fool's Day, I have to give y'all something. I'm sorry. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. The buzzard button. Dun, 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 dun. That was for the new record. Scrumdiddlyumptious. All right. So we are getting ready to. God, you're almost. Okay. God bless it. All right. So you're starting at 20. We got 15. All right. We're going to go from 20. We're just going to make you double it. We're going to go double the first chapter. We're doubling the first chapter, so you just got to get to 40K. The record. So y'all thought y'all stopped at 140, but y'all actually hit 141.1K because there were some extra clicks. So the record is 141.1. Just so you know, that is the new record for a new button, if that's what you choose. Boo-doo. Boom. All right. Button tour starts at 40K. All right. We can minimize that right now. Just so you know, I got also, don't forget, I do have, I know, right? I remember the first time we hit 70K. What are you talking about, girl? The baseball game is on. Remember, Dodgers hit a home run, you get a free button. If they win the game, you get a free button tour. It is the 6th inning, and unfortunately, they are losing. But it's all right. Allie Grace, we understand you have to leave. Don't worry, sweetie. We will be here once you catch up and we get it. Okay? Trust me, we do. All right. Bobby is here. She's still here. Bobby's still here. And Lisa is still here too. Is everybody still here? Courtney headed to Lithuania. Oh, yes. Enjoy, my friend. Tell Arun I said hi. All right, making sure, Bobby, you still feeling good? You feeling good? Making sure you're doing good. You don't need to, you're okay? Don't need rest? Make sure you're, no problem, Carissa. Listen, guys, we understand. I understand. You go, okay, girl, I just want to make sure you're okay. If you get tired, please, hopefully, if you can, you get tired, please let us know. If not, I get it, but please keep us updated. Make sure you're doing okay. All right. Especially make sure everybody's doing okay. Y'all my friends. All right. Okay. I think we are about ready. Is everybody that needs to bounce out? So, he said, he already passed out on the couch. That's epic. I love that. I will make sure nobody that is not caught up with us in the voices. All right. Once again, chapters 35 to 39 is what we're doing tonight. Let's get to it. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, voices of all ages, Wise Beyond the Stories proudly presents to you Kingdom of Claw by Demi Winters. She's like, I'm on book 3, but I can stay. Yes, join us. All right, let's get it going. Don't forget, tap that like button. Get to 40K likes. You'll get a free button tour. Let's enjoy Chapter 35, Kaliskad. The morning was cold and gray, a match to Scylla's mood. Casting an overlook of her shoulders, she surveyed the woods for any sign of the beast prowling the area, but there was only Ray, standing in the Shield Home's doorway, watching her tread across the yard. Her grim prediction that monster would strike on the 7th-day cycle had him anticipating violence today. 5 minutes, said Ray from the doorway, fastening the buckle from his Labrian armor. I'm getting there, P. I'm trying so hard. I'm telling you, I try to get the words right. Entering the stables, Scylla had the barest flicker of hope. Would today be the day that brown horse finally took the treat? But her tail swished before the horse turned away from her, and it took all of Scylla's will to not cry. She swooned away. She would not give up, but Scylla's resolve was crumbling. Everything was crumbling. Rallying cry, she tried, but her mind was empty. Hearth fire thoughts she tried, but couldn't muster anything warming. Scylla, came Ray's rough voice from the yard. Him, she thought. He's my hearth fire, though. Scylla gave her head a shake. No, sparring was her hearth fire thought. Scylla took a deep breath and then strode out to the stables to join him in practice. She would put one foot in front of the other until she could no longer walk. Focus on beating your heart, said Harpa several hours later. Feel the blood flowing through your veins. Sense the heart of your golder, calm and resting. Though she tried it all before, Scylla forced herself to try again. She wrangled her focus onto the shapes swirling on the backs of her eyelids, circles churning until they were singular. And no, this was not a circle at all, but a face with two ice blue eyes glaring at her. Your fault. It should have been you. Scylla was beyond impatience, beyond irritation. Where once she'd been filled with warmth and a knowing feeling that all would work out, now she was cold and empty. Everything had been stripped from her when he died, and she was only realizing, your optimism is shallow and false. Ray had said that. He'd seen right through her, had seen her as a naive girl. And oh, how he'd been right. And what had she replied? You don't have to let the awful things define you. How utterly foolish she'd been. A bitter laugh fell from her lips. Surrender, said Harpa for the 1,000th time that hour. Surrender to your past. Do not give power to the things you cannot change. Words are easy, said Scylla. Harpa's sigh was long and weary. It was clear even she was tired of this routine. "'Tis true," said Harpa, much to Scylla's surprise. "Even the bravest of warriors still struggle with such things." Scylla's eyes found her mentor, and she saw it there, an untended wound, something with jagged parts that Harpa hid from the world. Hypocrite, she wanted to scream. How easy for Harpa to tell her to surrender when she herself could not follow her own advice. The emptiness inside her filled with something ugly. Scylla wanted to hurt Harpa, wanted to break things. That's not the right attitude, Scylla. She's trying to help you. Wanted to wound others as she herself had been wounded. Hands curling into fists, Scylla opened her mouth. But before she could speak, the door to Harpa's cabin flew open. They whirled to find a pair of warriors bursting inside. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Oh, nation, save me. Bursting inside, the largest cradling a woman's body. It was clear the two men were related, both pale-skinned with blue eyes, but the taller of the two had a brushy black beard with a sultry streak of white, while other shaved skulls sported swirling blue tattoos. The man's eyes found Scylla's and hardened. For a moment the room stood still, the steady drip of blood. Tap, tap, tapping on the floor. Hef Kelta! Harpa rushed towards them. What has happened? It's Freydis, the bearded man growled. Something attacked her, ate a dozen sheep before turning on her. Hounds startled the thing, chased it off before worse could be done. Hellbruch praised them. A few hands flew to Scylla's mouth. Ray had been right. The creature had struck again. Scylla, bed, barked Harpa, and Scylla understood immediately. Leaping to her feet, she dashed to the bed of the corner of the hut, sweeping off a book and distaff and pulling back the furs. Harpa's eyes were as hard as stone. Lay her down, Hef. The taller warrior eased the injured woman onto the bed, and she wreathed, a shrill sound escaping her lips. A strange smell filled the cabin, the metallic tang of blood mixed with an earthy, molding rot. Blood was there, so much blood, matted in the front of the woman's wool dress. Hush, Freydis, said Hef, smoothing a hand along the woman's forehead. You're at Harpa's now. She'll set you to the rights. Room swaying before Scylla's eyes, she braced a steadying hand on the wall. It was too similar, so much like death wounds her father had suffered. She could hear the sardonic laughter of the warrior who held her on the road near Skarstad. The Black Hawk's cry from high above. A sharp rip of fabric drew Scylla back to reality. Harpa had sliced through the woman's dress, and there was a slow peeling of the fabric back. The wound revealed was such a grisly sight, the air caught in Scylla's lungs. There appeared to be 2 even wounds in Freydis' abdomen. Scylla stared harder, something blocking one wound. Impossible to see through all the blood. Gods, there was so much blood. Scylla had only the most basic of healing knowledge, But the knowledge feeling inside her told her that removing the things from Freydis' flesh would cause death to claim her quicker. Harpa's eyes lifted to Hef's, a silent look passing between them. Scylla understood without needed words. This was a death wound. Water, snapped Harpa. Kettle stopped loitering in the doorway and fill a water bucket from the stream round back. Scylla fetched some mushrooms, third shelf down, fourth jar from the right. The bowl. I like that fucking knowledge right there. Exactly where that shit's at. Respect. The bald warrior hastened out the door while Scylla rushed to find the mushrooms. As she moved, she felt dazed, as though her feet were not planted on solid ground. Suddenly, her woes from earlier felt so small. Eyes scanning the jars on Harpa's shelf, they snagged on one at the very top corner. Recognition landed like a full body slap. Stilla steadied herself on the work table as her vision tunneled. Gnarled green leaves crammed into a jar. Fuck, no! That's not the good leaves, no! Stay away from those, fucker. Scylla breathed in then out. The leaves look like home. No, they're not. No, like comfort, like poison and lies. 10 years, they whispered. We were so good together. Why did you stop? Because you're bad. You're bad leaves. Fingernails dug in her palms as Scylla's body trembled with restraint. Her skin felt too tight, her heart racing with need. One leaf to feel better. No, a second to forget. No, Scylla, barked Harpa. I see them. Scylla lied. She moved as though in a trance with slow, unsteady movements. Scylla pulled a chair to the shelf, glancing over her shoulder. God damn it, Scylla! Harpa and both warriors were bent over Freydis' broken body, their backs to her. Scylla reached the top. God damn it, you... Took the jar of the scourge leaves, stepped down, slipped into her... into her provision sack. It should fucking slide through you. Guilt slid through Scylla's veins, but now it was an odd companion. With a long breath, she found the jar of withered mushrooms and brought them to Harpa. She recognized them by scent, the same one she'd been offered during the cohesion rite to bring her into the folds of her mind. And Scylla understood. Harpa's goal was to ease Freydis' suffering, to give her peace to death. Hard pounding, Scylla followed Harpa's clipped directions and prepared a tea from the mushrooms. After several long minutes, she approached the bed, a cup steeped liquid clutched in hand. Hef's eyes shone, face taut with grief. While Kettle cast Scylla a sidelong glance as she approached, Harpa had covered Freydis' stomach with a blanket, had wiped the grime from her face. Candles were lit around the bed, and Harpa's head was bent low as she muttered something indecipherable. I'll get there. I'm sorry. Indecipherable. The injured woman's back bowed off the bed, and she released the sound of agony. We will give you a moment to say your goodbye, said Harpa, taking the cup from Scylla and setting it on the floor beside the bed. Call me when you're ready. Harpa strode across the room, snatching Scylla's cloak and provision sack. Heart hammering in her skull, her knees, her fingertips. Scylla trailed her outdoors. We are done for today, said Harpa. You will rest your body and your mind. Think very hard about what it is you want. Scylla held her breath. Did Harpa know what she'd taken? Had she seen her? But as Harpa handed her bag and cloak over, Scylla allowed herself a long exhale. Don't return until you're ready to stop running. Harpa paused, watching Scylla in knowing way of hers. Cheeks reddening, Scylla stared at her feet like a child scolded. She felt too much in that moment. Sorrow of Freydis, anger at Harpa's bluntness, shame for her own failings, and the ever-present burning of guilt. She caved for the numbness and reprieve from it all. Scylla pushed away from the wall. And as she rode through the shimmering edge of the wards, Hef's voice rang out in the clearing. It's time, Harpa. Damn. That's very, very sad. That sucks. 32K. Not bad, not bad. We need a little bit of fucking cheering up after this bullshit that just happened, because God, We lost a cool person. We didn't know much about Freitas, but Freitas, she seemed really cool. And then we got motherfucking, what is she doing, y'all? What is Scylla doing? I mean, okay, I get it. 10 years addiction. She's got to work through it, but it upsets me. I want more for her. That's why. I'm sorry. Where's my stress ball? 10-8. You didn't bring it with you. Buttons do make it better. All right, you started at 20. Where we at? We're at 32. You get 2. What are your 2 buttons, Em? Pick them good, girl. Pick them good. Pick them good. Oh, we got 3 people. 5 people on the UB2B. What is happening? What the heck? I want to appreciate everybody joining us tonight. You know what Scylla would like? A rune. And she said 4 and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. I love that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Number 7. Let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is 7. There's somebody out there that actually posted a video to the internet that said Dorian is not a top 5 in the Mossverse and said that with their whole heart. I'm just going to throw it out there. I'm just throwing it out there, folks. People believe some weird things in 2026. It is wild. Woo! You know what I have to say to that, honestly?
Shame. 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 Shame.
All right. She says I can't make a comment without TikTok and banning me. That's funny. All right, let's go. Good job. Oh, you just hit 35. Let's go, Emily. One more, and then we'll get you to 35K. Hey. All right, Emily, don't break the streak now. You just did all your good talking. You just 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Streak's intact. All right, there we go. All right, we're about to get chapter 36 going. That means your full button tour will be at 70K. You're at 35, so we're still doubling it. You got to double it to win it, folks. Double it to win it. 2. There's 2. Maybe there's 3. Maybe there's 4. I don't know. You got to figure it out. No, there's just 2. There's just 2. Hey, thank you for joining the fan club, Bobby Lee. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Chapter 36. Here we go. A fury of soft peeps met Ray's ears from the crate he balanced on the front of the saddle. A waning sun shone sharply on their back as they rode down the trail. After a day spent patrolling Kalisgrad and his surrounding farmstead, Ray was weary. To his knowledge, the creature had not struck after all, which left him wondering, why was the 7th-day cycle merely Does he not know about the... Hang on, does he not know about the strike then? Oh, no way. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. Hang on. He doesn't know, right? Am I right? He doesn't know about. Oh, fuck. He's gonna fucking, this is gonna tear. Thank you for the gifts, Bobby. This is gonna. Okay. Sorry. Hang on. All right. Sorry. Wow. Okay. Scotty doesn't know that Fiona and me, right? For real. Do it in my van every Sunday. You know that she's in church. You know we're on our knees. And Scotty doesn't focus. What focus? Okay. All right. It is knowledge the creature doesn't stuck. It was a 7-day cycle, merely coincidence. During the last patrol of Vig's farmstead, Vig had mentioned a new hatchling of chicks, and the idea had struck Ray. For days, he'd racked his mind for a way to put a smile on Scylla's face. The corners of his lips twitched as he thought of her surprise when he passed her hand full of baby chicks. You must remember them to me. You must return them to me tomorrow, or Rooney will tear me a new arse, warning Vig as she and Ray rode off the trail. She's gotten rather fond of this broad arc reader shadow trails. Nice. Welcome, MJ. Welcome. Oh no, I don't think Ray knows about Freydis yet, right? That's what I'm asking. I don't, does Ray know about Freydis? That's what I'm not 100% sure about. Okay, that's why, because it says the cycle, because it says the creature had not struck. So he was out getting the chicks, right? While she was. Is how this is going? I just want to make sure my mind's got it right. Okay. Thank you, folks. Okay. Thank you. Okay, just making sure. Okay. The new hatchlings and had struck idea for Ray's. He'd racked his mind on ways to put a smile on Scylla's face. The corners of his lips twitched as though he were surprised her and passed her a handful of baby chicks. Ha! You must return them to me tomorrow, else Runny will tear me a new arse, warned Vig, as he and Ray rode along the trails. She's gotten rather fond of this brood, and her mother wanted nothing to do with them, so they won't miss her one bit. Just feed them, and they'll love you. Chickens are simple like that. Chickens are like men. Feed them, love them, fuck them, most of them. Digressing. Vig paused, and Ray could feel his apprehension. I mustered the neighbors to patrol the walls tonight, but I'm needed on the steeding tomorrow. You'll manage without me. Ray nodded, trying to piece together a plan. Without knowing what the creature was, he couldn't build a trap. You need something fucking big, but he could try to lure it, perhaps with the sheep's carcass. They crossed the threshold of the Shield Home's wards to find Scylla slashing a wooden sword through the air. Had she ridden back from Harpa's alone with the beast lurking about these parts? Anger gathered in his guts, but it was quickly gave way to worry. Ray had always been attuned to his woman. Oh, to this woman. I was about to say his woman. I missed the T on that one, y'all. It's still this woman. All right, my bad. It's his woman, but just they're not Facebook official yet. Ray had always been attuned to this woman. Long he'd watched her from the corner of his eye, marking each smile, each flinch, each small expression. So perhaps it was no surprise that he saw it immediately. Something was wrong. Go home, Vig, said Ray. Thank you for your help, Vig, replied Vig in a mocking, thank you for your help, Vig, in a mocking voice. Thank you for your excellent navigation skills, Vig. Thank you for lending us your chickens, Vig. Vig, you sound like a little bitch right now. I kind of like it, though. I kind of like petty... Vig's funny. Ray fought the urge to roll his eyes. Thank Gaida for us, he said, just to irritate the man. For sending the evening meal over with you. Arse, Vig muttered with a scuff. But Ray heard a telltale sign of his mount turning, then riding down the trail. Dismounting, he watched Scylla as he led the horse to the stables. Her hair was loose and hiding her face as she moved through the practice with uncharacteristic carelessness. As she swung the practice sword with upward momentum, her foot caught on a stone, and she stumbled forward with the curse. Scylla be getting taken out by stones left and right. Like, good Lord. Oh, thank you for the gift. Thank you for the gift. Ray had seen 100 small mistakes in that singular move, but he knew better than to point them out. After pulling Horse's saddle off and freshening her water, he decided to leave the chickens in the stables until he could speak to Scylla. Cautiously he approached, in need of a sparring partner. She pushed tangled coils from her face, giving him a clearer view of her red-rimmed eyes. What is it? He snapped, more harshly than he intended. Ray couldn't help it. The evidence of her tears made him want to sink an axe into someone's skull. You should visit your grandmother, Scylla said, not meeting his gaze. What happened? He asked, forcing calm into his voice. A woman died. Who? Ray demanded, trying to calm his thudding heart. Freydis, replied Scylla. Hef's wife, muttered Ray, dragging his hands through his hell. How? What happened? Oh, he's about to fuck. Oh, you about to... You're a creature, I assume, said Scylla. Ray blew out a long breath. Vig had heard that Hef and Freydis were out of town. They'd been to Hef's farmstead. Had they found it vacant and assumed the rumor be true? Too late. They'd been too late to stop the thing. And now it would be another 7 days before he had a chance. You must go to Harpa's. The creature won't attack for another 7 days, Ray said, watching her. Scylla shuddered. It left something in her. Something? Ray fought the instinct to charge off to Harpa's to discover what was left behind in the woman's body. But there was something in Scylla's voice that gave him pause. I don't know what it is. I was sent away. Her voice trembled. Ray strode forward, pulling her to him. Seeing her like this made a chasm of hurt open in his chest. If he could, Ray would take the pain from her and endure it himself. He'd failed to intercept the creature, and he'd failed to help Scylla through her struggle over the past days and weeks. Right now, he felt like he couldn't do anything right. You must go to Harpa, she said, her voice muffled against him. No, he said, more forceful than he'd meant to, but the decision rooted itself deep in his chest. The knowing feeling told him that he was needed here tonight with her. The creature was struck. I now have 7 days to see Harpa. His hand went to her hair, stroking it gently. Was it an ugly sight? She died, and She buried her face in his chest. Ray soothed his hands over her curls, stumbling for the right words. Inwardly, he cursed himself. Why am I here, Ray? Her hands stilled. It was not what he had expected her to say. For safety. To learn from Harpa? I can't do it, she whispered. He softly, so softly, he barely heard it. You killed one of the most notorious commanders in the kingdom. You killed a seasoned assassin, one who bested even me. Pride swelled in his chest, and Ray hoped he'd at least found the right words. You can do anything you set your mind to. But she pushed him with surprise force, dragging her hair from his face. The look of pure fire sent him and Ray frowning, not apparently the right thing to say at all. Silence stretched out for several moments until she said, "Spar with me." With a nod, Ray fetched his practice sword, and they worked through the motions. She was sluggish, unfocused, but Ray understood that today was less about precision and more about doing something. And so for an hour he blocked her sloppy attacks and let her gain ground, which he wouldn't ordinarily allow. As she lunged at him with an entirely predictable slash, he let her land a blow, knocking the practiced sword from his hand. I don't want your pity, she seethed, wiping her sweat-dampened brow. Ray scowled. I do not. Stop letting me win. Very well. He retrieved his sword. Watching her warily, Scylla looked like a caged animal, pacing with restless energy. Setting his jaw, he widened his stance, Scylla mirroring his movements. And then Ray let 2 decades of practice take hold. Jesus. Pa, pa, pa! The sword, the flat of his blade, slapping her sword hand, thrusting forward to capture her slender wrist and hand. He wrenched her around until the back was pressured to his chest. Her scent hit his bloodstream, dizzying his thoughts. Ray tried to still his body's response to the expanse of her touching him, tried not to note the heave of her chest as her mind caught up, lowering his head to the shell of her ear. To the shell of her ear, Ray whispered, "You need to rest, Scylla." "Stop telling me to rest, Ray." Ray's brow drew together at her outburst. She struggled against him, and he released her. Whirling, she faced him. "I don't need to rest. I need to get her." Ray's mind raced to fill the gasps in the words. "Saga?" Scylla retrieved her sword, facing him with those burning eyes. "Again!" "No," he growled. She turned away with irritation huff. "Scylla, took an attack position, prepared to run into the sequence one more. How long have you been at this, Scylla? She shrugged. His eyes narrowed. How long have you been at this? Silence. When was the last time you ate? She did not respond. Ray's low growl shook the air. Come into the shield house and rest. Eat something. Afterwards, if you wish to continue, you can come back out. You go. I will stay. Ray gritted his teeth. You'll run yourself ragged. Sounds like a pleasant improvement, she muttered. Ray grabbed her shoulder before she could turn away. This was more than Freydis' death. More than the failure to express her Goldra. What happened? She wouldn't meet his eyes. He gave her a gentle shake. What happened? Nothing. She tugged against his grip, but he lashed out with the second hand, his hold ironclad. If you won't take care of yourself, then I'll be forced to do it for you. And with that, he hooked an arm around her waist, threw her over the shoulder, and strode towards the shield home. Farrell! Scylla cried out, pounding on his back, kicking at the front door. But she was no match for his size and strength. Yeah, which size are we talking about, folks? Sorry. After kicking the door open, and he dumped Scylla on the bench near her hearth, pinning her arms firmly in place as she fought like an angry cat. Must I fetch the ropes? How many of y'all said yes, please? Be honest, how many of y'all, when he said, do I gotta fetch the ropes, said yes, please? 1, 2, exactly. 3, 4, 5, just by commenting, 6, 7, exactly. Farrell. Oh, my Lord. After kicking the door, we dumped Scylla on the bench in the hearth, pinning her arms firmly in place as she fought like an angry cat. Must I fetch the ropes, or will you stay? To Ray's relief, she stilled at that. Her chin jutted up stubbornly, but she made no move to stand. Now, said Ray, I don't know what happened, but I do know something troubles you. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Lisa's like, yes, please. I called myself out. Y'all are funny. Now, I don't know what happened, but I do know something troubles you. Low thought I am too. His lips curled. Speaking of such things, I think it would benefit you. She said nothing, so he continued. As I am not a reader of minds, if you will not tell me what haunts you, I will hazard a guess that your practice did not go well. You struggled to clear your mind, and the rest will follow. And I think I know why. She needs a little tension release. That's why. With a good guy, not a chode. His stomach burned, God's above, but he did not wish to broach this topic. But it had to be said. Ray took a deep breath and forced the words out. I think you're haunted by what Jonas did. It was vile, horrid thing. A craven thing. Yes, he acted in grief, but I don't care about him, she burst out. Ray blinked. You don't? No. He scrubbed a hand through his hair. Why not? It was a question he had no business asking, yet Ray could not help himself. Her teeth sank into the soft lower lip. Scylla's head tilted back and she let out a long sigh. It's complicated. No, it's not. He's a fucking chode that kidnapped you, drugged you, and sold you to a bunch of fucking chode bitches. TikTok, entertainment purposes, it's a story. Ray crouched at her level to study her face. He wanted to know, needed to know. I have nothing but time. Her eyes met his and she puffed a breath of surprise. You don't want to hear such things. You can say anything to me. Ray found himself saying, if it makes you feel better. Immediately, he felt a pang of regret. He laid himself out too bare, and he longed to snatch the words back. Too late! Too late. But after a searching look, words rushed out of her. I thought perhaps I cared for him, but now I understand I was lonely, so lonely, and sad, and he made me feel good for a time. Scylla closed her eyes and inhaled shakily. He was like the scourge leaves, a thing to drown my sorrows, a tonic from my grief, a distraction that went very, very wrong. Though her words held nothing but torment, something in Ray's chest woke up and sang. It was wrong for him to be so pleased. Oh, he's like, she didn't like him. Hey, here's a chance. And yet he could not suppress it. Ray forced his gaze to harden, his hand slide around her, squeezing gently. Her fingers were ice cold. How long have you been out there, distraction or not? He said. What he did to you was loathsome. You did not deserve it. It was what the fuck? It was exactly what I deserved. No, it wasn't. His hands tightened around hers. What? Elias, she said, her voice. Wow. Elias said, her voice breaking, and then understanding grew with him. Elias is dead because of me. Tell me you wouldn't have done the same had it been your brother. Ray forced in a deep, steady breath, trying to corral his thoughts. When he spoke at last, his voice was low. No, I would not, Scylla. Her gaze snapped to his eyes, wide and shining. Now listen, Scylla, as I will tell you this but once. Elias's death is not yours to own. Her brows furrowed, and Ray wanted to reach out and smooth the line that had formed between them. I loved Elias like a brother, but he died because he lacked control in battle. Had he waited for Jonas, for Hekla, or Gunnar to cover his flank, I fucking said that, he most certainly would have walked away from it. His death is not yours to own. He wouldn't have been in battle if it were not to me. How greedy of you to take his death wholly, said Ray. Do not I bear some of the blame for leading him into this battle? And what of Elias himself? Yes, this was the fight that ended Elias's life. But if not this one, it could have easily been another. He rushed into the fray without waiting for one of us to guard his flank. Do you know how many times I tried to help him master that impulse? How many battles he survived by sheer luck? I warned him time and time again to work on his control, and at last his fortune ran out. She was silent for so long and Ray continued. Understand this, Scylla. Each battlefield we step onto, we do so knowing it might be our last. It is a risk a warrior takes. And do not forget, we sat around the fire and voted on entering that battle. Elias accepted the risk. We all did. Unburden yourself from his death. I know Elias would not wish you to carry it. For you to carry it. He would want you to forgive yourself and move on with your life. Minutes passed as they sat in this silence. Ray crouched before Scylla, holding her hand in his. In this moment, she could have asked for anything, and he'd have done it. Anything to make her smile, to make the light come back in her eyes. I have something for you, he said, remembering the chicks. Setting her hand down, he trudged outside to fetch the crate. But when he returned to the shield home, Scylla was gone. God bless it, Scylla! Oh, where are you? Was gone. The curtain slid shut. Ray sank onto the bench, pried the crate open, pulled a little yellow fluff ball into his hands, and stroked the tiny creature's head. The corner of his lids hipped up, and he looked at the thing. The chick looked back. I suppose, said Ray, you'll have to settle for me tonight. The chick peeped. Ray's gaze traveled to the curtain, and he released a long sigh. At the very least, sleep would serve her better than training in the cold. Damn. Ah, wow. All right, where did we get to? 70. Holy crap. You did it. How did you do it? All right, well, let's just get started. I'm not even going to wait.
Rune Dan.
Did we do this one? I don't remember. She said over 50 buttons. We'll have to do a rotation then. We'll have to get to a rotation if we end up with that many. My computer won't be able to load up. All right, there we go. We might have to change the rules and just be like, if y'all hit the goal, y'all get like 3 or 4 buttons like additional. Because Emily, right? We're gonna end up spending like 4 hours just sitting here hitting buttons. I don't get it wrong. I mean, it could be fun, but we would never get reading done. We would never get any reading done. So, all right. Okay, where are we at now? Dang, you're already at 8. Okay. You got to collect your 80. Collect your 80K. So what do you want for 80K? And then we'll get on the next chapter. Loosen up our buttons.
Yeah.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there. That's funny. All right, what's the last button before the chapter, Em? Boom. What's up, Liz face? Uh-oh. Oh, she's thinking. For 80K wise dances to button music. No problem. Easy. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. You said got to do the. I have to pull that one up to find out the moves on that one. Okay, you're at 84. All right. 120, 130. 130. 130 is your next goal. Next goal. All right. Let's get to it. Chapter 37, Kingdom of Claw. The birds chittered, and the sun shone with cheer as Scylla crossed the yard, yet inside there was only gloom. The jar was heavy in her pocket, bumping her hip with each step forward, but she didn't need to feel to sense its presence. Ever since Scylla had descended from Harpa's, she'd been hyper-aware of the jar. The carving slithered through her, the whispers relentless. Why can't I say that word right now? Relentless. It was too much on top of all else, and Scylla feared it was foundational stones pulled. At any instant, she could crumble down. She'd thrown herself into practice to distract until Ray had an end to that. Distantly, she'd appreciated his attempts to assuage her guilt. But his words were no match for its all-consuming burn. She'd stolen the leaves while a woman lay dying, and with that, Scylla had lost all sense of who she was. It had been a vile thing to do, so despicable she didn't recognize herself. Who was she? Loathsome and guilt-ridden, and so tired. Her hand found the jar curving around the smooth surface, a sign, yet Scylla yanked her hand away. She needed a sign, something, anything, that would tell her to keep trying. Last night she nearly slipped. She'd been staring at the gnarled leaves lined up her bed, but then the crate had slid under the curtain, a fury of soft peeps meeting her ears. Ray had brought her chicks. It had been the sign she needed. Hold strong for one night. Hope that it was a good rest would come some clarity at mind. And soon Scylla had gazed through the slats in the crate of the tiny creatures. Within, she'd fallen asleep. And now it was morning, and the clarity she sought was nowhere to be found. Brown horse. If her mount accepted an oatcake, it could be the sign she needed. Scylla's guilt burnt hotter as she recalled Ray's expression when she told him she would not be going to Harpa's today. Why not? He demanded, scooping a baby chick away from the table's edge. The chick tottered around the table like a little drunken fluff ball, gorging themselves on a pile of grain in the middle. Ordinarily, she found the scene delightful, but today was different. You should ask yourself, Scylla had said, tugging up the curtain shut and retreating within. He made as much of a racket as possible, he thought, banging through the shield home, putting the chickens back in the crate. It sounded as though one hand escaped as he crashed around the room, and the other door had shut behind him. She pulled the jar from her bag, clutching it against her chest. Pulled off the lid. God damn it, Scylla, don't do it! Pulled off the lid and breathed in the scent. Just one. You don't need it, Scylla. Come on. Be strong. Be strong. Just one. She'd stop at one. Some slid measure of logic remained in place, hanging by a bare thread. Scylla knew it would never stop at one. Okay, acknowledge it. Now fucking be strong and put the lid on it. Taking a leaf would open a box that was nearly impossible to shut. Okay, come on. She tried to recall the pounding in her skull, the cold sweat slicking her brow. There you go, the fever dreams, which felt terrifyingly real. A sign, she said aloud, stepping into the stable. This was it. If Brown Horse... God, Brown Horse, we about to make some Elmer glue out of Brown Horse if he don't fucking do what I got to do right now. I'm just telling you right now, we about to have a whole lot of Elmer motherfucking glue from Brown Horse. All right? Think I'm playing. I will fucking duck. If Brown Horse took the treat, she wouldn't take the leaves. But if she didn't, she withered so much. Surely she deserved one. Only one. That's exactly right. Fucking Elmer's glue up in this bitch. My family loves to craft, Brown Horse, let me tell you. Scylla fletched the oat treat from her pocket and held her palm beneath Brown Horse's nose. She found herself holding her breath, the last vestiges of hope wiggling deep in her chest as the wait moment stretched on. Brown Horse tail swished, her ears flattened, and then she stepped backward with the left. Fucking glue, bitch! Cut her up! Start with the fucking toenail ass hooves of fictional characters, TikTok. Knees buckling, Scylla sank to the cold, hard ground of the stables, a sob choking out. Okay, no, it's going to be she's sad and the horse is going to come up and nudge her and eat it. She was so lost. Fucking god damn it, you know how to find your way back to this light. She thought a knife was slicing through her anguish. With utter calm, Scylla reached into her pocket of her cloak, pulled out the jar. It was small, nondescript, and yet it was her salvation, the cure to her torment. Poison, she whispered. But her words were so feeble. Antidote. It's not a fucking fire! Trouble, she countered. Peace, it purred. Scylla twisted the jar back and forth, how easy it would be to pull the lid. No, it's the pluck of a leaf, the tuck into her cheek. Her guilt would vanish in an instant, warm bathing from within. It would be a homecoming, a reunion with a long-lost friend. Everything seemed to fade around her. There was only leaves and their constant unrelenting draw. With each passing second, Scylla will crumble just a little more. Why was she resisting? Hadn't Harpa said she must surrender? It was not the same. It's so not the fucking same. I don't condone violence, but I will smack a bitch right now. But how did she surrender? How did she feel herself so she could move forward? Her father would have been able to explain it to her. But he was gone. She was alone, missing him so fiercely it physically hurt. Scylla shoved thoughts of him aside, then paused. That was what she always did, pushed the hurt aside, locked it in a cage. Despite of my rage, I am still just a rat in a cage. Despite of course, she pushed the hurt aside. It was a human, instinctive surrender, echoed Harpa's voice in her mind. The knowing feeling in Scylla's stomach warned against it. In fact, every part of her fought it. How could something that felt so wrong be so good for her? It's not good for you! Timmy! The knowing, the feeling in Scylla's stomach warned against her, and the fact that every part of her fought it. How could something that felt so good be so wrong for her? Scylla toyed with the corner of his mind, assessing the bones. I hit the button too soon. Assessing the bones of her hurt. So long had she sought refuge in the raw, aching wound her father had left behind. It was a hopeless, tangled mess of emotions. She'd missed him and loved him so much, yet Scylla couldn't shake the bitterness of his betrayal nor the guilt of his death. It's your fault, he whispered in her mind. No! Fucking fuck. The words burned as they always did, but this time Scylla ignored the instances, screaming, "Hey, Saki Boo, you coming to give me some love?" For her cage to owe away. Instead, she gave it free will to say what it would. Your fault, repeated. It's your fault too, she replied. Cat butt! In the way! I can't read. It's your fault too, she replied, sharply surprising herself. I died to protect you, he whispered, and you now squander it. I didn't ask you to die for me, said Scylla, the wounds rising from, I got you, girl, deep within her. And I didn't want you to. Yeah, I'm fine. It's okay. It's a story. Entertainment purposes only, Saki, okay? And I didn't want you to. Scylla confided or grew. You left me, she accused him. You left me alone and vulnerable. Scylla thought that night in the twisted pine woods, the feeling of abandonment since silenced with extra scourge leaves. Realization josted her. That was the start, the beginning of her desperate flee, not only from the Clanary, but from her past. She hadn't stopped running since. You told me nothing, Scylla snapped. Your lies caused undue hardship for me. They endangered my life. Hey, it sounds like Danica. My bad. I wanted to spare you from the pain. You did nothing but make it worse. Like the scourge leaves. Like Jonas. Fuck Jonas! They'd do nothing but form a temporary dam against her grief. Now you're fucking welcome to the real world. And when they were removed, it had only made it flow much stronger. Was it the same with her father? Perhaps he'd begun lying in an attempt to protect her when she was young. But with time, the pressure had only grown. To tell her the truth, to admit what he'd done, would have caused anger and strife between them when already they'd faced so much. Valid. A strange sort of compassion settled in Scylla's stomach. Her father had been put in an impossible situation to shield Princess... I got an itch. To shield Princess Asa from detection. He was not a father by choice, but a warrior, potentially not suited for the task he'd been given. After King Yartan's death, Matthias could have abandoned Scylla and made an easy life for himself. Valid. But he had not. Instead, he'd loved her, had dedicated his life to protection, and sacrificed his own safety, his own well-being, and perhaps, in his mind, shielding her from the truth was merely an extension of this protection. Tears sprang from her eyes. Father, she whispered, I do not agree with what you did, But perhaps I understand. She paused, knowing what she must do, though she still fought against her instincts. It was like walking against the current of a rushing river, and yet she trudged on. I will forgive you, she whispered, and I will forgive myself. Scylla did not quite believe the words, did not feel them in the marrow of her bones, but speaking them, even in the barest whisper, felt monumental. The first step towards something. Surrender, Harpa said, and Scylla opened the cage in the corner of her mind, surrendering herself to the tide of anguish. The pain was acute, invading each corner of her body, withered like a battering storm. Don't bite me. Battering storm braced against the lashing torment. Time ceased to exist. There was only feeling, only raw, basic emotions. And Scylla let herself feel it all. She wallowed in pain and anger, revealed in love and grief. On and on and on it went. And just when she thought it would never end, the current began to ebb. Scylla found herself shivering on the cold stable floor. She was tender and wrung out, wholly exhausted. Pulling in a shaky breath, Scylla's gaze fell upon the jar of scourge leaves clasped tightly in her hand. She released it with a start. All right. The jar tumbled to the ground. Leaves spilled across the hard-packed floor. Okay. Her pulse threaded as she stared at them. What? Scylla's eyes snapped up, finding Ray's large frame filling the stable entry. She hadn't heard him approach, and now it was too late. He'd seen the leaves. He'd know. He knew. Shame stung her skin.
Shame.
Stung her skin. Her ribcage explaining the contracting with each deep breath she took. Scylla braced herself for anger, but was surprised when a gentle voice met her ears. Where did you get those? Harpas, he cursed under his breath. Did you? His voice trailed off. She shook her head, kicking the jar away. How easy it would have been to take one. How quickly her life could have been altered. Ray crouched low to the ground, scooping the leaves back into the jar. Then, to her surprise, he sank down beside her. The moment she'd spoken the words of forgiveness, Scylla had known what she would do. But Ray's reassuring presence grounded her, solidifying the choice. It was still quite possible the most difficult thing she'd done in her life. Can you get those away from me? She asked in a quiet voice. Both relief and regret battled in a confusion bit of dominance. Bring them back to Harpa, or the pungent smell filled her nose. She turned to see wisps of smoke drifting from Ray's closed hand. He brushed his hand together. Ashes crumbled to the stable ground. Gone. They were gone. Nice move, Ray. She hadn't given in this time. Hey, you won the battle today, Scylla. Every fucking day is a battle. You won the battle today. Tomorrow we fight tomorrow. All right, moving on. All right. A sob broke in the back of her throat. Shh, said Ray. She felt him move closer, a heavy arm rolling around her shoulders and pulling him close. It's all right, Scylla. You didn't take them. A breath shuddered from her. I'm one bad decision away from ruining everything. The tremble in her hands intensified. I nearly ruined everything. Her entire body was now quivering. An arm snaked around her waist. She felt herself lifted and pulled across his lap. He was warm and solid, something she could hold on to. And she sank into him and steadily thump of the heart, reassuring against her cheek. You didn't, though. She hadn't taken them. Scylla had resisted the pull of the leaves. He had stopped from her grief, had faced it head on, had forgiven her father for taking the first step towards forgiving herself, and that was something altogether new. She felt subtly different, as though everything had shattered and new. Tiny bonds were being forged. Perhaps over time these bonds might just grow to be stronger than before they were broken. Ray's hand slid to her hair, making tender strokes along the scalp. You didn't take them. That you're still trying says everything about how strong you are. A sob grew from her, clawing to get loose in her throat. Her hand moved absently to his chest, clutching the bucket of his labyrinth jacket. I'm tired of being strong. I'm just tired. Ray's hand moved from her hair down her back, running gently up and down her spine. You don't have to be strong all the time. Let me be strong for you. Ooh, I think that one slipped. It was permission she needed to give herself over, to allow herself to crumble from within and let her emotions fill the emptiness inside her. There you go, girl. There you go, girl. Once the tears started, she couldn't stop them. Ray's arms tightened, his fingers pressing into her hips and around her shoulders as he held her firmly to him. She wasn't sure how long they sat like this, but eventually the tears ceased to flow. Perhaps her emotions had worn themselves out, or perhaps... Is that a better placement? Sock said the mic should be there. Is that a better placement of the mic? I mean, okay. Let me know if it's an okay placement. She said there. So perhaps the emotions had worn themselves out, or perhaps she'd run out of tears. Ray's fingers brushed across her cheeks, swiping across the tears away at a moment's hesitation. He pressed a kiss to her hair with aching tenderness. He said, sounds perfect. I guess we go in here. Come into the shield house, Ray said quietly, pulling her to her feet. Let us warm by the fire, perhaps a midday meal. Then you can rest. Or hold a chick. I'll admit, they are tolerable. The corners of her lips twitched, but at the moment something soft and warm nuzzled at her cheek. Scylla gasped, blinking. Surely she imagined it. But there. A gentle tug on her hair, hot breath on her neck. Slowly, Scylla turned. Brown horse stared back. Silver curly locks of hair held between her lips. Scylla fought back tears of disbelief. Are you hungry? She asked softly, afraid to break the spell. It's not exactly an act of respect, grumbled Ray. But he fetched the oatcake and pressed it into Scylla's hand. Here. Scylla lifted a palm, flattened it, held herself unflinchingly still. And then it happened. Brown horse released Scylla's hair and dipped her head. Her nose slid along Scylla's palm. Then the treat was plucked from her hand. The tears streaked freely down her cheek, her chest expanding with warmth. Brown horse. Brown horse had willingly come to her, had allowed Scylla to feed her. It was not a sign from the gods. Scylla did not know what it was. Hope ignited in her chest, warming her thoughts. Unbidden, Matthias's words came to Scylla, a thing he'd said following her mother's execution. They fled from the village, leaving behind their friend, their home, their chickens. Remember, Moonflower, it is always darkest just before the dawn. Tears slipped down Scylla's cheeks, and she whispered to Brown Horse, I have a proper name for you. Big Brown Horse is a name for hope and a new beginning. A reminder that will always be the darkest before the light. Ray watched her silently. I will call you Dawn. Good chapter. Good chapter. 100 oh, good try. Good try. Y'all was close. I like Dawn. Dawn's cool. Dawn. All right. So you were at 80. Okay. So you get 995, huh? 5, right? Hang on. Where are we at? You were at 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 105, 110. You get 6. 6 buttons. Let me see the 6. Let's go. We got 2 more chapters tonight. Looks like chapter 38 is a small one. She said, I can't math. You got 6 of them. I'm good. I do the 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. We're good. I got you, Em. I'm good. All right. All right. She said 1, 4, 5, 10, 13. We'll go 1. My legs are so, holy shit, I gotta sit back down. I can't do that right now. Okay. So, I'll wait. Okay, so really quick, I'll wait till after the whole, that was a rough one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And
My name is Chode Barlow.
that was number 5, folks. That's right. That was number 5. Womp, womp, womp. All right. That's okay. That's okay. Everything is switched up now. It's all switched up and ready to go. Where the chodes are, nobody knows. All right, Vigs. Thanks for stopping by, friend. We will see you next time. Bum, 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 bum. Bye, love. All right, let's see where we at now. All right, you're gonna Emily, give me one for 115, and that's where you're gonna start. Ooh, it'd be a new record. Gotta get a new record. 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Distracted for a hot second. No, 5 was actually a chode, Emily. So they got reshuffled. 5 was a chode. I just played it at the very end. I have to mount something in the peak in the fireplace. Outstanding. Okay, cool. Yes. Yeah, okay. Tonight? Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, so far, Emily, you've only had one. That was the first shuffle. You're got you. Okay, long time. All right, on your birthday. Wow, that's a long time. Okay, let's get into it. Wow, is she talking about birthdays already? I'm like, we got, okay, roger that, as you wish. All right. Okay, so where are we at now? You're 1, 9. Okay, God. All right, I'm going to give you 120. Give me another button, Emily. I'm going to give you 120, and then it'll be 140. 145 will be a full tour. 7. Yeah. Ooh, the record. All right, chapter 38. Yeah, I'll tell you about my legs at the end. I'll tell you about the legs at the end. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty funny too. Yeah. All right, 38. Copa. Oh, I don't want to fuck this chapter. Fuck. Chapter 38, Copa. Hutched over a horn of ale, Jonas held his best to feign disinterest on the pair seated beside him. An evening progressed. The mead hall had grown more and more busy. Cleaner warriors filtering as the night watch looked over. It was perfect, truly. With burly warriors milling about and growing increasingly intoxicated, it forced the men to raise their voices in order to hear one another over the crowd. Over the past week, the sight of the clawed, tattooed faces and snarling bear plates should have become a regular occurrence. Chodas told himself he kept coming back to his meat hall because he'd been kicked out of all the others in Copa. But it was altogether... ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your free button. Back to Jonas. But it wasn't altogether true. It was like a scab he couldn't help but pick at. What had started as a mild case of curiosity had quickly spiraled. Jonas found himself watching Captain Ulfar from across the room. Then from just down the bench and now from directly beside him, gradually he picked up small details in the Clenari's investigation into the sultry. The Slatera. I'm gonna get that fucking name. That's somebody. Yeah. All right. From the man who tried to claim Ray was hiding amongst the sleeping dragons to the one who claimed he was tilling fields near Milgeford, none of the information the Clenary had received was remotely accurate. At first, Jonas held faint relief that his brother-in-arms was lying low. If he knew Ray, the man was concocting a plan, keeping 2 steps ahead of his enemy. But as the days moved on and then the Clenir grew irritated, new thoughts settled in place. No one had come forward with true information. It was becoming increasingly evident just how well Ray had kept his identity hidden. Jonas couldn't help but wonder if the Blood Axe crew had been merely a cover for Ray while he went about killing people. Why had he never confided in the crew? In Jonas? 'Cause you're a bitch, Jonas! Entertainment TikTok. Fake characters. 5 years they'd fought side by side, had saved one another from death countless times. But now that Jonas knew the truth, the past took on a new meaning. All the deeds he'd done with the Blood Axe crew felt empty, naughty by a ruse to buy Rainier Bjarg's cover. He was Guldra, perhaps belonged to one of those Guldra rebel groups fighting against the king. I hate this fucking guy. The thought tasted bitter, but the more he considered it, the more it made sense. His memory fitted to the back of the meeting with Magnus Hansen and Reckford all those weeks ago. The discussion, the God's damn slattery. With Ray seated beside him, he'd probably gone back to his chambers and had a good laugh about it. Nausea twisted in Jonas's stomach. It was only one of many meetings he and Ray had with Magnus Hansen. Jonas went back over them. Had Ray been more talkative than usual? Had he pressed Magnus for details on strange things? Jonas could not remember, but the very thought made him feel soiled, used. Makes no sense, murmured Captain Ulfar, handing the letter to the black-bearded warrior who Jonas had learned was called Hagbard. Hagbard, it seemed, was not so keen a reader. All peen cat's paw, he labored. Oh, that was the powder they were told to. That was the powder that. They flippity floppied. Yeah. Cat's paw, he labored. Ursa's bloody liver, said Ulfar, snatching a letter. Alpine cat's paw, you cunt. It's a British word. Dry for 2 weeks and grind into a fine powder. He looked at Hagbard. What does it mean? Hagbard blinked, clearly just as enlightened as Ulfar. If it's orders, it's orders, the man said with a shrug. Are we to take it in our roa? Smeared on our skin? There's no directions. Scowling, Ulfar drank deeply from his horn of ale. For all I know, it could be a poison. Ha! That's fucking epic. Perhaps a sleep aid to help us with their capture. Can't capture someone you can't find, Hagbard said grimly. The look Ulfar sent him could shatter glass. They'll be found. He lowered his voice and Jonas leaned closer. We have a new lead. When Hagbar stared blankly, Ufar continued. Hyeth? Hyeth, repeated Hagbard. These fucking names are killing me. Oh my lord, I'm sorry I'm fucking them up. Shh, you mutton head, hissed Ulfar. Yes, there. We had it from a reputable source, one who's known the man since childhood. He could answer all our questions about the slattery, though he does not know the girl. Apparently they grew up together in Haitha. Says the man went mad a few years back, burned a few homes before fleeing town. No surprise, murdered Hagbard. Jonas closed his eyes, clenched his jaw tight. Whoever had provided this information was woefully incorrect. Hyeth, oh, thank you. Hyeth was the farthest southern corner of the Norded lands, about as far from Kallisgard as one could get. Jonas saw this tip immediately for what it was, deliberate misdirection. Of course, Ray would have mysterious allies to cover his arse. More questions built in his mind. The answer to which Jonas knew he wouldn't like. Inside, he was at war. Ray had been like a brother to him, but all this time he lied right to Jonas's face. No small, inconsequential lies. Huge lies. Huge lies. Endangering lies, all while demanding the absolute truth from the Bloodaxe crew. Ray and his goddamned honor. What an honor to a man who was such a hypocrite, who lied so freely. Where was Ray's honor when he led Elias into battle without proper forethought? Fuck honor and fuck Ray. He turned to Captain Ulfar, put his hand on the man's shoulder. Ulfar turned, meeting Jonas's eyes. It's a family-friendly show, Waz. Don't get banned. You only get the one account. Kallisgard, he said. The man you seek is in Kallisgard. That motherfucker opened his mouth. That fucking cunta. That motherfucking... Sorry. What the fuck? Oh my god. All right, where are we at? 130. Okay. So you get 3 buttons. 3 buttons. This is a test of the emergency broadcasting alert system. All right. All right, 3 buttons. She says 3, 8, and 12. 1, 2, 3. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 12, she said. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. To Emily, I see what you have done now. I see what you have done. We are on the last chapter. Y'all only have to work for another 10K. You'll get a full button tour to finish out and a new button. You're slick. You're slick. Okay. All right. Uh-huh. I see what you did there. Okay. Respect Respected. All right, let's get into it. Chapter 39, Kingdom of Claw, Kalisgrad. Excuse me, what the hell? I can't believe fucking Chodus, son of a bitch. For once, Scylla did not dream of death. Instead, she was running through a garden, chasing butterflies with her sister. Her heart was so full she thought it might burst, her smile so wide it hurt her cheeks. In this dream, she was free. She was safe and loved, and when she awoke, she felt more refreshed than she had in weeks. Her melancholy had suddenly vanished, but a strange sort of acceptance had settled in her. For weeks she'd loathed this part of her, had berated and battered it. But all of this had done was drive her deeper into the gloom. And now did Scylla realize that this version of herself needed was compassion, patience, forgiveness. Pulling the furs and blankets back, she climbed out of bed. As autumn neared, the sun rose later each morning, the air growing more crisp. Dressing in leg wraps and loose red tunic, Scylla drew the curtain aside, blinked in surprise. Rooney? Rooney reclined on the bench, a yellow chick curled in her palm, her lips tilted up in a guilty smile. I miss them, she said, stroking the chick's head. Scylla hesitated. She'd been distant with Rooney, hadn't been terribly friendly, had been putting up walls, had just been as draining as caging her away her grief. And in that moment, Scylla decided things would change. Respect it, girl. Sinking onto the bench beside Rooney, she pulled a second chick from the crate. Thank you for letting us borrow them. This one is Bandit, said Rooney, nodding at the fluff ball in Scylla's hand. He steals from the cat's dish. Bandit. Bandit. I like Bandit. If anything happens to Bandit, we're going to have some issues. Bandit. Scylla scratched the chick's head fondly. In yours? Craven, replied Rooney. Perhaps they let the others fight this battle, but is the fondest of cuddles. Scylla's gaze swept the otherwise empty cabin, falling upon the hard, narrow bench where Ray had been sleeping. His furs and blankets were neatly folded. Where's Ray gone? Rooney shrugged. I don't know. Only that he asked me to stay with you. Oh, Scylla startled, cheeks burning. That's my thanks. Rooney waved off the embarrassment. That one is Harbrook, she said, pointing to the crate, the most violent of the bunch. Scylla couldn't help but smile at the tiny tuft of yellow glaring up from within the crate. Tucking her feet up beneath her, Scylla relaxed. She and Rooney stayed like this, chatting for some time. Rooney told her about the steeding, indulging Scylla's questions about all the animals they kept. She told her of the goat named Helga and the tyrant goose who declared war on the Vig. Hey, you coming in, pretty girl? Are you coming in, Lily? Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Lily. Cat butt. No cat butt, Lily. And we can't eat the phone either, okay? That's the rules. Don't eat the phone. Of being Vig, she told her the long winters in Kalisgrad, of being cooped up in the small home with 4 wild brothers, her dreams of going south someday. To Scylla's great relief, Rooney asked a little of her. Eventually, Scylla's stomach growled loudly, and she handed Bandit over, washing her hands and bruised herself. Okay, this is where we're going. Okay, Lily's right there. Lily's down. We're good. Eventually, Scylla's stomach growled loudly, and she handed Bandit over. After washing her hands, she bruised herself, cooking the day meal. The past weeks had been so tiring. Scylla hadn't been able to cook. Now, putting herself through the familiar motions of peeling apples, toasting grains, and stirring the bubbling porridge was like stepping into a pair of well-worn shoes. Lily, everybody say hi, you. You want to say hi? You're sleeping right there. She's just, boop. Want to look up? No? Okay. Just as she was spooning up the day meal into a pair of bowls, the door scraped open, and a rush of cool mountain air carried into the cabin. Ray shut the door behind him. Their eyes met across the hearth fire, and 1,000 thoughts crowded Scylla's mind. But Rooney was here, and thanking him felt like a thing to be done alone. You cooked, said Ray. Scylla nodded, fetching a third bowl and spooning it in, a full, as he hung off a wolf pelt on a peg. They gathered at the table, chicks pecking around their feet as they ate. Ray went back for seconds, and then thirds. Scylla smothered a smile as he scraped the bottom of the cauldron with the wooden spoon and then licked it clean. That's not the only thing he wants to lick. Sorry, digressing. When he caught her watching him, he quirked a brow. I missed your cooking, he said with a shrug. The words landed like a hug wrapped around her middle, delicious warmth. After the day meal, Rooney departed. Alone with Ray, Scylla felt a little uncertain. The day before, he'd seen the ugly parts of her, but he hadn't balked, hadn't run away. As he beckoned her outdoors for the morning sparring routine, she began to relax. Take me down, sunshine. Fighting. That's okay. Hoobie, why are you on the computer? Okay, just don't hit the power button. Okay, cover's down. We're good. Take me down, sunshine, he said, a gleam in his eyes, and with that, her nerves had an outlet. If Scylla had worried yesterday might change things between them, Ray's day commentary immediately put her to ease. You'll have to do better than that. And why are you breathing so hard? And you're slower than the tides today. To Scylla's great pleasure, Ray didn't allow her to win a single time. You've got a crowd, he said, as she wiped sweat from her brow. Half a dozen shining blue ice sprites peeked at her from behind the foliage, zippering deeper into the woods when they spotted her looking. She decided the beautiful winged spirits were an optimistic sign from the gods. They must like my offering, Scylla said in delight. Indeed, the offerings of sheep milk and butter she'd left on the stump near the stables were gone. As Ray stowed to practice weapons away, Scylla made her way to the stables, approaching Horse first. Scylla pulled a note treat from her pocket. Horse predictably nuzzled at her once, slowly approached Dawn, watching the horse's nostrils flare, and the scented the treat. Now, Dawn, I know we had a rough path, but yesterday was something special. A fresh start. I can do this alone, girl, but I'd rather do it with you. So I'm going to hold this treat out, and I promise not to look. It's there if you want it. Scylla pulled the treat from her pocket, flattened her palm, and turned her head away. Surrendering, she urged herself, vowing to love her stubborn horse just as she was, even if she didn't take a breath steam from her palm. Scylla's eyes widened, but just didn't turn her head. A soft nose nuzzled against her, and then the treat was gone. An explosion of light and warmth and happiness filled Scylla as the hazard gazed at Dawn. The horse's eyes flickered. What are you doing? Hey, no, you can't. Hey, Hoobie. Thank you for looking. Don't pull out the mouse. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. What are you? We good? We good? Okay. Sorry about that, folks. Sorry about that. Okay. The horse's ears flicked in agitation. Good girl, Scylla whispered, backing away slowly. She exited the stables. Scylla paused, squeezed her eyes shut, and wiggled with utter delight. When she opened her eyes, they landed on the tail. Dark figure leaning casually against the Shield Home's door. Ray lips quirked into an almost smile, and Scylla smiled right back. Let's go. If Harpa was surprised to see Scylla across the wards on her property, she showed no trace of it. Her arms were folded over her chest, and the swath of white in her black curls shone like snow on a mountaintop. Dismounting, Scylla felt certain, like Ray. Harpa had seen less savory parts of her. After a moment's consideration of how to approach, direct felt best. I'm sorry, Scylla started, but Harpa cut her off with a wave of her hand. Do not be sorry. Be open. Be willing. Scylla swallowed. I'm ready. A slow... Hey, no, don't push the button. Okay. Come on. Chill. Thank you, my love. All right. Scylla swallowed. I am ready. A slow smile curved Harpa's lips. Finally, come. We have much to do. And Scylla followed her mentor into the cabin, and she felt the strangest thing. Possibility. Oh, no, keep tippy. Don't forget tippy tappy, tippy tappy. You're doing so good, folks. Tippy, tippy tappy. Keep tapping. Days passed without outward success. Mornings were spent working on her mindfulness in Harpa's cabin. Afternoons chopping wood in the yard. More ice sprites found her each day, jostling and hissing at one another. And while she swung the axe, she greeted them and told them about her day while they looped in the whirling rope with the curious runes on the rocks and fence posts. Her lengthy rest in the steam bath, languid heat was the highlight of Scylla's day. The whispers persisted as always, but instead of caging them away, Scylla endured them. It was counterintuitive, this kind of surrendering. Rather than seeking peace and shelter, it felt a lot like exposing herself to the dangerous elements, and yet the only way out of the storm was through it. You get no taps from me, Button Man. But keep tippy-tapping. No, gotta tippy-tappy up. Tippy-tap, tippy-tap. Hit them tippy-tip, tippy-tip, tippy-taps. Don't you want more buttons? On the 6th day since her breakdown, Scylla knew what was to come. She did not fight it when Harpa nodded at a woodpile. What are you doing, girlfriend? She did not fight it when Harpa nodded at the woodpile, did not curse inwardly, nor question the rationality of her mentor. She was stoic and determined. Her path was set, and all was set to be done was to follow it. There was such peace and acceptance. Scylla collected the axe and made her way to the chopping stump, and she chattered mindlessly at the 20 or so ice sprites zipping back and forth at the edge of her vision as the axe swung over and over and over, until her shoulders ached and sweat dotted her brow. As she worked, Scylla considered her progress this week. So much Timmy's down! Timmy's down! So much had suffered and had come from fighting against herself. She had fought her guilt and grief, had smothered the things she'd lived through and clung in her dreams, long after she'd been shredded. For so long, Scylla had thought surrendering meant giving up. But to her utter surprise, surrendering had only brought freedom. Scylla considered this. Would it be the same with her? Asa Volsic? The familiar coil of nausea tightened her stomach. You'll loosen your freedom. The name is shackles. More death, more misery. Scylla acknowledged these fears. Let them seep into her. She just moved that box. Liz, you just put a box over there. She just pushed that shit out the way, just so you know. Just so you know. Ah! Okay. There were so many unknowns with Asa, so many dangers, but what did fighting against her true name accomplish? What would it feel like to surrender to Asa Volsic, to let go of what could never be and dream of what could? The nausea didn't let up, so Scylla fell into the old patterns, pushing the fear down, burying it. She forgave herself for doing so. It was only for now. Scylla swore to herself that day by day she would dig up this fear and surrender just a bit more, just a bit more of herself. Miracles rarely happened overnight. At last, the unexpected happened. Scylla ran out of logs Scylla ran out of logs to split. Wiping her brow, she made her way to the cabin, stepping inside, and at first it was so silent and still. Scylla thought Harpa had left on some errand, but the soft knock of stone had her eyes, darting to the farthest corner back. Harpa stood at her. Ah, what are you doing? Ah! Harpa stood at her enormous warped weight loom, fingers moving with rapid detoxerous speed. Beneath it, the weight stones tapped together in an oddly soothing rhythm. The air held a particular quality, a low thrum that pressed lightly against her skin. She opened her mouth to speak, but paused as she caught sight of Harpa's eyes. An eerie milky white, turning quietly, Scylla slipped back and made her way towards the steam bath. She stripped down to her undertunic and spooned water over the stones. A satisfying sizzle filled the air. Scylla reclined on the bench. You can't eat the book! We don't eat books, okay? I'm sorry. We don't, or Kindles. She stripped down to the undertunic and spooned the water, the satisfying Scylla. Scylla reclined on the bench. The heat loosened her tense muscles and eased the cold from her blood. Warmed and languid, wrung out of her emotions, and hours spent chopping wood. Scylla focused on the beating of her heart. Soon her forearms began to glow. Cool buzz of Galder in her veins. Scylla closed her eyes, relinquishing herself to the whispers. Ah! What are you doing? She took. Can you get my muff cover? She's breaking my equipment, folks. Hang on. Hang on. She knocked the cover off of it. Whew. Okay, here we go. The forearms began to glow. The cool buzz of Galdra in her veins. Scylla closed her eyes, relinquishing herself to the whispers, letting them have their say before releasing them. She felt herself sinking deep down, filled with utter awareness. Her blood pumped through her veins in a sure, steady rhythm. Her lungs pulled hot, steamy air in, then out, and her Galdra whispered coldly through them, the familiar tension building. Then she sensed it, the lesson of the tension. Like a tiny crack in a cup, her Galdra leaked out. She opened her eyes, stared in disbelief. Tiny motes of light drifted up from her forearms, rising through the steam bath and melting before her eyes. A thrill of victory sapped through her. After weeks of trying, she'd finally done it. The moment she'd let herself celebrate, the crack sealed over, the specks of light vanishing. And then the tension began building anew. Scylla probed inwardly. Now that she knew it, how it felt, it took only a few minutes to find that fractured place again. To Scylla, it felt like a crevasse, a cold and deep and surface that could be thawed and frosted over at will, like a muscle controlling this thing that would take continued effort, but eventually, perhaps, it would be as intuitive as breathing. With a smile, Scylla tugged in her clothes and rushed to the cabin. Harpa was slumped in a chair, and damp linen draped over her eyes. As Scylla's entry, she pulled the cloth off and looked at her expectantly. I did it, said Scylla, biting down on her smile. I expressed. Harpa nodded wearily. I knew you would do it. As in the faintest of hints, smile curved Harpa's lips. Scylla felt as though she could fly. Oh, it just ended like that. Damn. That was it. But she did it. She released. Yeah, why aren't you tapping? Q, yeah. Yeah, no, tippy tappy. Like Q said, tippy tappy, tippy tappy, tippy 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 tappy. Why are we tippy tapping? No tippy tappy. No tippy tappy. Vegas dad is reading Ire Flame without a... Oh! That's epic. That's epic. Muscle memory. It feels weird with no tappy. I can't move the further. All right, you did it. All right, that's it. That's where we are tonight. Oh my God, some good chapters, some quick ones, but a good one. And she said 150 for the goal. That's what I like. 150. Get there. You're so close. You're so close. Where are you at? You're like, I'll give you the exact. You're so close. All right, let's see. You get a full button tour. Let's go with only one chode tonight. Oh, thank you for the 15 Haas Cross buns. I love that, like legit. All right, where were that? What? You're falling backwards. Is having a good time dancing. You want to try to sneak some cat butt in there, girlfriend? What are you doing? Don't leave after the last button. I have a funny story to tell you on the way out. Don't leave power game, girlfriend. And then, of course, we always ended with the greatest button I think we've ever made. At least in my opinion. The most underrated male that I've read, in my opinion.
Rune down.
I do have to be honest with y'all about something really quick. I owe y'all a video. But there's an issue with it. So, my chokehold video that I made, and I told you I had a longer version of it. I did. Unfortunately, I made that video filming on TikTok. So when I didn't keep a cut, it automatically deleted it. I didn't film it on my video. So if you want, since I don't have the longer version, so if you want, I will refilm it and I'll make what I was originally planning. It might not be exactly the same, but I can show you the longer version of the chokehold with the whole books. But while you decide that, which brings me into where I said, ow, my legs earlier. So corporate has words. Of course, corporate has words. Corporate always has words. Me and corporate, corporate's going to fire me. But anyway, which leads me into, remember when I said earlier my legs are sore? So I can walk, but I did. So let me put it this way. Okay. When I did that, oh, this is going to suck balls. Oh, I swear to God. Oh God, my legs. So if y'all remember, I had all the books stacked here, right? And of course, I had to start, oh God, lot of mercy. I started like this, right? And I started down behind. And then I would pop up. And then I didn't like to take. So I would go back down. And then I would go up. And then I would go back down. And then I was up. I did like 80 takes, y'all. I did about 80 fucking squats. And my legs, my fucking calves, and my ass are on fucking fire! So sorry. That's why. It hurts to walk. But that was 2 days ago. So tomorrow I should be okay. Okay? I should be okay. So if you want, I will refilm a longer version of that. Okay? Oh, I was doing so many fucking squats. My legs were fucking fried, y'all. Like that's why you got the whole 8 seconds, okay? It was so bad. But yeah. So with that being said, I thought I had it. I told you I thought I did. I don't. If you want me to recreate the longer version, let me know. I will, but it just won't be the original long version. I just want to be honest with y'all. So, exactly. Like, I feel you. So, ooh, it was a rough one. But, all right. Whew. Thought that was funny. So that's why I said my legs hurt. Y'all did amazing on the buttons tonight. Emily hacked the system. I'm going to have to change the rules after that one. I feel like fucking Formula One. We're going to have to change the rules. Tell me about it, Belle. Tell me about it, love. Tell me about it. Getting old sucks. I remember when I would have been nothing. But, all right. Okay, so I'll let y'all discuss it as soon as I see the winner of a poll. I had a work call and I missed some. Oh, that's all. I'm sorry, Bobby. No. Okay, but put the poll down in the Discord for the next button. And then, okay, so this is the deal. A button's going to come on. I need a nap when I wake up in the morning. No rule changing. I can't keep up. I'll remind you every night. Don't worry, W. We'll have to pull a button off because I'm running out of, I don't know, we'll figure it out. I'm running out of space. So here, I don't know if y'all can see. No, I can't see it. I can't show. My little button. See my buttons? This whole, every single button. Here, every single one is full. I'm trying to, there it is, even on the tiki-taki there. Every single one of these is full. So, we might have, if we do too many more buttons, I need a new keyboard. Yeah. That's a lot of money though. That's a lot. We'll figure it out. I got many more. Anyway, so with that being said, folks, once I get the poll, let me know the new button. I'll get working on that. The next time we go live will be my wing leader. Favorite number is 42 after Jackie Robinson, the greatest baseball player of all time. 42. 42 is my favorite number. Yes, but Sunday, is everybody still good for brunch? What are you doing? What do you got planned, girl? What do you got planned? Got my eye on you. It's also the answer to the universe. Absolutely. It is Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. You get it. You'll be in and out. That's fine. Okay, so listen. This Sunday, we won't do anything super massive since it is a holiday weekend. We'll just run some more brackets, okay? We'll run some brackets. We'll have fun this weekend. Just keep it nice and chill. We'll run some brackets, okay? Not a big deal. But yes, so Sunday, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Yes, Belle, is there anything we can do for you? Like, you good, girl? I know you say you be dealing with it, but are you good? Yeah, Allie's not going to be there, and I know you're going to get with a new... I wish. 11 is... It's Q. It's 11 for us. It's like 9 for you, I think. I'm glad you made it too, Bobby. I'm glad. I know you've been working hard lately, so we understand why you're not here. MJ, no worries. I understand. I get it, Q. I know. Just move to Austin. Just move to Texas and you'll be in a better time zone. I'm just saying, folks. Woo! Oh, I missed it that time. Son of a gun. She's like, yeah, shut up, Wise. All right. And you're all caught up on the videos. Awesome. So, yeah, tomorrow I will have at least the 5 for today posted at a minimum. At a minimum, I will try to get more. Read tomorrow too if time permits. But again, don't forget, y'all discuss it down in the Discord. Who y'all want to be on the next button. Let me know who it is. Until then, folks, again, I appreciate everything you do. All the support. Everybody over on the UbiTubi. I know you there. I see you. Everybody on the YouTube hanging out with me. And everybody here on the Tiki-Taki. So until then, folks, until next time. Stay happy, stay healthy, be wise. All right, what song should we go out on? Y'all want to go out on Amber Turd again? Did you say Louisiana has better food than Texas? You crazy. Night, y'all. Until next time, we'll have a good one. Night, all. The Johnny Depp one? Where'd it go? All right, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. I'm going. I got you. Hearsay. No, negative. You haven't had a real good barbecue.
Respected people took me at my word. Then I became a lawyer representing Amber Heard. Objection, hearsay. Oh my God, I don't have
Hey,
a
we
case.
gonna freak the people out
Now I'm ashamed to show my
as we leave. And what the fuck is this guy
I'm a
doing?
famous movie star, yeah, life is always fine. I sit down at my penthouse drinking mega pints of wine.
Objection, hearsay.
I think every place has better food than. I don't know. I've never. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that.
Who the hell poops in someone's bed?
I object to everything. I may have an infection. Cause I say I object. The judge says
That was your own question.
objection, hearsay.
Everybody is like, "What is this guy doing?" She's like, "I got the best screenshot ever." This FYP scroll. This is why I told Liz she needs to get me a going away screen. This is I end up doing stupid shit.
What is your
Miss
name?
Wolverine, you came into the end. I'm actually about to leave. I was just saying goodbye. We was playing a song.
That's your name. Objection, hearsay. Looks like we win and you are lame. Objection, hearsay. Objection, hearsay.
Oh, snap. Oh.
Used to be respected, people took me.
Oh, damn
at
it.
my
It started
word.
over. I feel like I have to play it one more time since Miss Wolverine just got here. Actually, matter of fact, you know what? Miss Wolverine, here you go. Here, since you just got here and you bit here. Welcome. You're going to be someone's Oh, for sure. Okay, ready? Hang on. Where is it? Where'd I go? I will accept him, the husband. Don't need to know. And we're going to play a rune on the way out. Yes, you are.
Rune Dannon.
All right. Last one, folks. We're going to go out with a rune. I felt bad. You got here right when I was leaving. and I'm scheduled to stream until 10:30. So I'll stream until 10. With that said, it is exactly 10:30. What a way to go out. All right, folks. We will see you next time. Thank you for stopping by.